I was already looking at some sort of a science-based career anyway, so I was already taking upper-level math, every science class that they offered, knowing that that's the direction I wanted to go. One of the things that wasn't as prevalent when I was in high school, as is now, is the ability to do things like job shadowing. So that's one thing I would say. If you aren't sure what you want to do, if there's something that you kind of find even slightly interesting, find a way to go job shadow and learn something about that career.
I've even had, hiring, or, you say job shadow. I've done the 2-day internship just to let somebody figure out if that's really what they want to do. I don't want to, I don't want to waste your time by doing a full 3-month internship or whatever. Come and sit with me for a couple days. If you don't like it, okay, let's try something different. But one thing I do wish that when I was in high school is I would have paid more attention to everything that was out there, and that is the 2-year programs versus the 4-year programs versus the just go to work, the trades, the unions, the things like that. I think that I pigeonholed myself. Maybe it was a disservice of my, counselor at the time to not have all of these options. But, don't close one door at any given time, because you never know what, I should have followed my passion. I like drawing houses. I should have done that from the start. And I always tell anybody who will listen, I'm like, if I could go back to high school, I would absolutely go to a 2-year degree, and I would probably end up, hopefully, in the sprinkler world doing what I'm doing now. I just would have had 10 more years of experience under my belt than where I'm at, right now. So just don't think that there is a path that's not going to work for you, and shut that door to even, giving it an option of this is what I'm going to do.
But today there's so much information out there. Just do some research, find out what's out there, talk to people. There's so much on the internet that you can learn about, even unusual trades that you would never even think. One thing that pops in my head is fire protection engineers, and there's a need for those in the world, and there's only like a couple of universities or a couple places around the country that even, I think, you get certified as a fire protection engineer. I just know that there's a need for it out in the world. Who would ever think that, there's just so much out there. So kids should do the research, talk to people. If you can do an internship, do an internship. If you can do a shadow. But talk to people, ask questions, do some research, get a 2-year degree if you're not sure. There's just so much out there than when I was going to school.
Yeah, and I think just, I was like these guys pretty lucky because I had a great architecture experience in high school and kind of set me on a path that, I enjoy. And I think the advice I would give a lot of high school students, though, is that I know a lot of people who have not had that, and they've pursued things maybe in a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree just because it seemed like a good job. And there are a lot of good jobs in all different types of fields. And so doing something that you care about is going to serve you much better than just thinking, oh, if I become accountants, that's a great career. I'm going to be super happy because I'll never be fired, right? Because accountants is super stable. But you can have a great career in a lot of fields, and being happy when you wake up every morning is much more important